So today I've got a video to film that I never thought I was going to be sitting down in front of a camera to talk about this topic. It's probably not going to be the first video that I do where I talk about something that's difficult for me to talk about, but this is the first one that I've done and I don't really know where to start and I'm a little bit scared, I'm not gonna lie. I've made notes in my notebook of things that I want to talk about today, whether I follow this or just ramble and say things as they come into my head. I don't know how this is going to go. Basically, I did a life update video a few weeks ago where I spoke about the fact that I'm doing Slimming World and trying to lose weight at the moment, and I was overwhelmed by the amount of comments and the feedback that I got from you all that you wanted to know more about it, and that there are so many of you out there that are going through similar things as to what I'm going through. And I just thought that it might help some of you to know that you're not doing it on your own, and to know somebody else's story, and to know what I'm doing to try to improve myself at the moment. So where to start? I think I should start where I can basically first remember where my relationship came with food. So basically at the moment I can't remember what size I was at my smallest. It was probably when I got married last year. I always felt like I was the biggest one when I was at school. I've got 3 younger sisters. I always felt like I was the biggest one out of those. I always felt like the big kid. Wherever I went, if we went to like a play area or out for the day, there were always things holding me back, that like I can't go down that slide because I'm too big, I'm too fat. I don't ever think I actually thought of myself as being fat, but I was always aware that I was bigger, and it wasn't that noticeable. I don't think I was anything. I definitely wasn't stick thin at primary school, but I wasn't anything out of the ordinary. I was just a normal child, I think. It was more so came apparent to me when I got to the last couple of years of high school. It was more college. It was college where I put on the most of my weight, and I think that was triggered by losing my nana when I was in year 9, I think. I think it was in the summer holidays just before I went into year 9 that my nana passed away, and as many of you out there will know what it's like to lose a loved one, and I can sit here and say that she was the most important role model in my life, and how she kind of was the head of the family and brought everyone together. But I'm sure you all know what that's like. And when she passed away, the day that she went, I got given £10 to take my sisters down to the shop to get some chocolate to get us out of the house while they sorted everything out, basically. And I remember buying a big bag of giant buttons, and I sat and ate them all in one sitting, and I probably got other sweets as well. And I'd never done that before. I'd never had that relationship with chocolate where I could just eat it and eat it and eat it and not be sick of it. And then it just spiraled from then, really. There's only a couple of people that I've ever spoken to about this, so the fact that I'm making a video on it and putting it on the internet for potentially thousands of people to see is a little bit surreal. So it just went on from there. And then there was one October, I think, when I was in year 10, and I was sat on the computer and I was talking on MSN or something, and I went into the kitchen to get a Twix, and there was a full packet in there, you know, where you get like the single bars of Twixes, and I took it back to the computer, ate it, got back up, went and got another one, ate it, and in the space of like 2 days, where I'd just basically done the same thing, sat on the computer, was probably playing Sims on MSN or something like that. It was the half-term holidays and my sisters were on holiday in France and I'd stayed at home. And I went through the whole packet of Twixes, and that they are the first 2 memories that I can think of where I started to go to food for comfort, which would make sense because college was the point of my life where I put most of my weight on, and college was probably the time where I was least happy. I really didn't like college. I struggled. I didn't like my subjects. I didn't have many friends there. The friends I did have were amazing, but I didn't have many friends. I lacked greatly in self-confidence. I wasn't doing great in the subjects that I'd previously done amazingly at in school, and I just found it really difficult, and I would just eat. I would constantly have like a cookie or something in my pocket that I could be nibbling at. I'd be going to the shops to buy sweets, and it is embarrassing when I think about it, but I didn't think there was anything wrong with it. I was just doing it to get through the day, and I'd get home and I'd have more, and I'd be snacking, and I'd be doing it so that other people couldn't see me, and it was just the one thing that I felt like I could do that made me feel better. And it's only really now that I'm trying to switch out of that mentality. I also don't think it helped that I hated PE at school, which meant that I didn't do really any exercise. I had low self-confidence, and I also wasn't very aware about food. I didn't really learn much about fruit and vegetables and why you should eat this and why you shouldn't eat that, so I don't think that helped. And I think getting older and being more educated about food has definitely helped. I joined Weight Watchers when I was 16 years old. That's when I met Thomas, and I was going on my first holiday abroad with him, and we were going to the Dominican Republic with his parents, and I knew that I was going to have to get into a swimming costume, and I was petrified. So I went along to Weight Watchers with my mum, and I lost a bit of weight on it. I didn't stick to it very well. I didn't go to all of the meetings because I think when you're 16 you want to be doing anything else than going to a Weight Watchers. And also I knew that Thomas liked me for how I was, so there wasn't too much pressure. It was more how I felt like society was kind of saying to me, you're going on holiday with your boyfriend, you need a bikini body, you better go to Weight Watchers. It's not like that really though, is it? When I was at college, the last couple of years of high school and probably college, I did not dress for my shape. Even at uni, I would put on a massive baggy dress and then maybe put a belt around my waist. I'd always be in leggings or tights. Even in high school, I would never wear socks. It would be like the height of summer and everyone else would be in socks and I'd be there in my tights because I did not want to show my legs off. There wasn't really anything that wrong with my legs. I think it's just in my mind there was, and I hated them, so I just used to wear tights all the time. When we used to go on school trips, I used to wear massive baggy jumpers, and I never feel like I dressed for my shape. I never dressed fashionably. I think in those days it was different for us anyway than what it is now, but I always dressed like the big kid, and I always felt like I was treated that way. And people always kind of looked at me with like really sympathetic eyes, like there was a lot of pity there that, oh yeah, but Amy's, yeah, she's a little bit bigger, oh that big girl. Especially when I'm put next to my 3 sisters that then didn't have the same shape as me and were a lot thinner. Even my mum lost a lot of weight, and just the pressure of that is just mammoth. I remember I went to a party once with one of my best friends at school, and it was like a ladies' night at some I don't know what it was, some convention, some function, and I was on the dance floor and I'd got dressed up and I felt $1 million. Like I felt so confident. I was probably about 14, 15, and I was just so happy, and I was on the dance floor and this man came over to me. He must have been about 40, 50, and he was like, oh, and he started singing to me the Little Teacup song, and he was I didn't realise until just a little bit after, he was basically singing the song about me, because it goes, I'm a little teapot, short and stout. And I remember getting home and saying to my mum, what does stout mean? And he was basically calling me short and fat. And God, it makes me angry, because he was like a 40-year-old man and I was 14. Who in their right mind would say something like that to a 14-year-old girl? And I think it says a lot more about him than me, but that's something that stuck with me. So it obviously had some effect on me, and I don't know. I still to this day hate walking into rooms first. I hated it even more then. I don't like anyone else taking my photo, because I like to be in control of where the camera is, what angle, if I can delete it. Whereas if someone else takes it, I can't do that. I don't have control over it. And I'm so petrified of when I used to see pictures of myself, and I'd go out for a day and I used to think that I used to look really nice, and then I'd see a picture that someone else has taken and I used to think, wow, I am actually quite big. Like, I don't think I ever realised how big I was until you see the pictures. I don't know. It doesn't come off easy. It's easy to put on, it's hard to get off. And I managed through Slimming World. I did my Slimming World at home on my own last year, and for the wedding I lost 2 stone, which is the most I've ever lost. I've still got a long way to go since the wedding and the honeymoon and everything that's happened this year. I've put that back on. I've just lost 1 stone of it through Slimming World again, so I've got a few more to go. And people commented on my last video saying, you don't need to lose weight, you look stunning. And at the moment I'm a size 14. In some things I could squeeze myself into a 12 if they're oversized, and I was once a size 18, so that on its own is a massive achievement for me. Since being on Slimming World, since moving back to Blackpool, I've been going to Slimming World groups, and I've lost almost 1 stone now through doing that. I've really started to enjoy exercise, not running or going to the gym, anything like that, but swimming, Zumba, walking, things that I find fun to do for myself, not what everyone else says, well, you should do this because it's a real good form of exercise. If I don't enjoy it, I'm not going to do it, and it's not going to work. So it's something that I've always struggled with, and it's something that is always on my mind. The last couple of days have been really strange, because I've had a lot of willpower the last few weeks while I've been on Slimming World, and I've just wanted to eat the right thing, exercise all the time, and just lose the weight. Whereas this past couple of days I've not felt like that. I've just felt like I just need chocolate, and I've not really had a day where I felt like I need chocolate to get through the day in a long time, until yesterday, where I was having a really bad day. I vlogged it, so if you haven't seen that day, I'll link it here. It's not really very exciting, but I vlogged it, and I had Domino's last night. First pizza or fattening food or thing that I shouldn't have on Slimming World that I've had in weeks, and for some reason there was just something in my brain that was telling me that I did not want a healthy meal last night. And I think you do, it's natural to have days where you're gonna be like that, especially when I'd stuck to it so well for so many weeks, and I've literally not had anything bad in that whole period of time. But I did feel a little bit last night like I'd let myself down, but I'm back on it today, and I don't know, it's really tricky. I think that losing weight is very different for everybody, and everybody has their own body hang-ups. There'll be people out there that are watching this video, and you'll be a size 12 and you will have the most perfect legs and bottom, but you'll hate your stomach. And for me, I would probably envy your stomach, but you won't like it, because everybody's different and everybody has things. It's like when people say that, sometimes I'll hear people say that are like a size 10 or really need to lose weight, I'm really not happy with the way that I look, or even like I need to go to the gym, I'm not happy with the way I look. And some people will sit there and they'll be like, you're a size 10, how can you say that, look at me. And obviously that's natural to feel like that, but everybody is different and everybody's got their own hang-ups. Whether you're a size 8, a size 6, whether you're a size 20, there'll be something that's a part of you that you don't like. And I might look at you and see all of these features that make you look absolutely beautiful, and there'll still be something that's part of you that you won't like. And that's what I like. People, all of you that sit and watch my videos, are always constantly giving me so many compliments, which I never know how to reply to because it's something that I'm just not really used to. And you'll sit there and say, your hair looks amazing, or like, you look so slim in that video, but then I'll look at it and I won't see it like that. And I just think it's different for everybody, and at the moment I'm not happy with the way that I look, and I do have a bit weight to lose. Before we have children, I want to be in a body that I'm confident in, or a little bit more confident in, and I just want to see myself a little bit slimmer and healthier. The health thing is a big part of it for me as well. I don't want to be getting pregnant when I'm not the healthiest that I could be, and I wasn't doing any exercise before. I used to get out of breath walking up the stairs, whereas now just doing a little bit of exercise a week has made a difference. And even now I'm looking in the viewfinder and thinking, goodness, I look horrible today. But I just wanted to put minimal makeup on and just sit here and talk to you all as a normal person. Hopefully you've kind of understood. I do feel like I've rambled a bit. I did have points to go through. If you've got any questions, please leave them below. I'm probably going to do a separate video on Slimming World where I talk about what you have to do on Slimming World and what it kind of means to be on Slimming World, but I didn't want to make it as part of this video because A, it's long enough already, and B, that might not be something that everybody wants to do, so we'll see. So that's it for today. I hope you've enjoyed this video and that some of you've been able to relate to it. I have a long way to go. I have days where I feel really happy with myself and I'll pull a pair of jeans on and put a top on that I wouldn't have been able to get into 3 weeks ago, and I'll feel amazing, and then the day after I won't want to get out of my pyjamas and I'll feel massive, but I'm sure that's the same for a lot of you out there. So I just want you all to know that you're not going through it alone, and everybody, I really love the fact that everybody can just talk to one another in the comments, and we can all do this together and with your support. And I don't know, I'm going to be different, but in a good way. I'm not going to lose my sense of self. I just want to be a little bit better than I am now, that's all. Anyway, I'm going to go now, but thank you for watching and I'll see you really soon. Bye.